We notice there's some other problems here. You see a divide by zero error, a number of those here. And I'm getting a divide by zero error. I want to find out where that error is propagated from. So one thing I can do is go up to Formulas, Auditing Formula, Trace Precedence. I'm going to click on that, and you'll notice now that the red line shows me where the error is coming from. These two cells have input into BC 55 here that I'm looking at. Well, I want to see the next level, so I'll do Trace Precedence once more. And I see the inputs to each of those cells. Notice the red line comes up here, and here's the divide by zero. So that divide by zero is being propagated further along the way. I also will do it again here. And you can see the red line goes across here. It's kind of interesting to see the different patterns of what's going into the different cells. But you can see it comes over to the AL column here with the red line. And if I want to trace precedence again, that red line doesn't go any further. So this appears to be the origin of that error. I look at AL4 here, and I don't have a lot of information, but I can see it as a divide by zero. This should be like every other formula on this column. So I'm just going to copy the formula from down below it and put it up here as well. Oh, that's 0.79. So now it's not a divide by zero. I'm going to see if that corrected everything. So I come over here and, ooh, this still isn't corrected. Trace precedence, no red lines coming into it, so that's not the problem. You can also see the dependence. What cells are depending on this one? This error is being propagated in both of those directions, and you can see further on how it is propagated. By the way, this trace dependence I often use when I find a cell on the spreadsheet that I want to delete. I look at that cell and I don't see anything using it, so I may just delete it without much more thought. If I'm smart though, I would click on the cell and then trace the dependence. That would show me what other cells are depending on that cell. I may be messing something up that I don't even realize otherwise. If I don't find anything, then I can go ahead and delete it and feel calm about doing it. Okay, so now we have a divide by zero error here. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to remove the arrows. I look at the formula here. And if I took time to go through this formula with you, looking at everywhere it's coming from, all the data's there. There's no errors. It works out. It should be. It looks very good. In fact, there is something I can do. I can go formulas, evaluate formulas this way. And I look at that formula and I keep clicking my evaluate, and it puts in the numbers that go in there. I can check where they come from if those are what I wanted. And you'll notice as I keep doing this, I can find all the different values and how it's calculating this particular formula. And I go through the whole formula. No errors. And yet, right at the end, it shows divide by zero. Oh man, that wasn't good. But I know another way that I can calculate what should be in this cell. Another thing I can do is click up here into the formula bar where you can see each of the inputs to the formula show up, but I can also either hit the F9 key or click Calculate Now. When I do that, you'll see the formula calculated out to 77.211797. Why, that's exactly, if I were to do it by hand, what I would calculate that student's grade to be. So that seems to work. I'll just hit enter and good to go. We've got that. But it didn't seem to clear up these other divide by zero errors that were depending on it. And you say, oh, but I've hard-coded that. It's no longer a formula, so if anything changes, I'm going to be in trouble. Or if next time round, if I have another set of students, the input, they're going to get 77.2 no matter what they do. Okay, so what to do? Well, maybe I can copy just a new formula from down below. So I'll come down here and copy this and pull it up. Now there's a formula in there. It's row 4. The formula on the next one's row 5, so it looks like it should be fine. But you say student A and student B have the same grade that student B had before? Yeah, you're right. That's not 77 point something. Okay. That's problematic. So what to do? Well, anybody have any ideas? Actually, what's happening is the spreadsheet isn't calculating that cell itself. It's quitting before it calculates the value in that cell. This is a problem because of the circular references. With the circular reference, it gets to a spot, it calculates it, and because it is affecting the outcome, it recalculates it, and recalculates it, and recalculates it, and finally it says, throws up its hand and says, I give up, and stops calculating the spreadsheet, but it doesn't bother to send us an error message or anything. We don't know that. That's a problem with Excel that you need to be aware of. Okay, so where is this circular reference? There's a lot of ways we can do it. First of all, we may look right down here in the lower left-hand corner. AB6. Let's go try that. So, AB6. Okay, let's take a look. What's the problem there? Well, it takes all the values from D6 through AB6. Oh, it's including itself, trying to find the second smallest value. And so it will put something into that cell and then recalculate over and over and over. We see it really should only be through Z. If we look at the ones above and below, they only go to Z7 or Z5. So let's change this and fix this. I can either do it directly or I could just copy the cell from above. Oh, and now that circular reference is gone, but it says we have another one here that we need to worry about. AD60. There's another way we can look for circular references, and that's coming up here in the formula auditing, going to our error checking circular references. And you'll notice that's showing that same circular reference, AD60. If I click on it, it comes down here, and you can see that at the bottom of your screen, AD60. Why that? It includes itself again. Now, a circular reference could include another cell that then references the cell we're in, but in this case, it's referencing itself directly. I want the average quizzes, so I should only be going through the last student, student XX. Let's see, student XX is in 53. So let me change that to AD53. That's cleared that, and that's gone. But now we have another one, circular references, in AC55. 55, it's counting how many students we have that have completed that. That's exactly what all these other totals are doing. So, yeah, it's including itself. It's going through 55. It should be like this one through 53. In this case, I'll just copy this formula over, and it will count the cells for the AC column now that we're in the AC column. And you'll notice down here, our circular references have disappeared. If we come up here to error checking and look, circular references is ghosted out, so we can't click on it. Okay, we're done with the circular references.